Hi, I'm Cheryl, and I'm a craftaholic. I admit it. And not only that, but I also suffer from FSS, which, if you don't know, that stands for Full Set Syndrome. So, when I find something I like, I have to have the entire set. So, I'm going to save you some money by telling you that you do not need the full set of some items or 50 million different colors, because there's a real good chance that that beautiful ribbon or that assortment of different colored rhinestones, when you go to use them, they're just not going to match your paper or your project. And it's going to be off and you're not going to be able to use them. So you're going to have a pile of things that are just not usable. So I'm going to show you some things that you can use to give yourself a big assortment of color with very little investment. If you've watched my videos, a lot of these tips have turned up here and there as I've been doing projects, but I thought it'd be really nice to have just a bunch of them all on one project. The first thing I'm going to talk about are the nouveau drops. I have a whole bunch of them. Let me grab my swatch card. Yep, I bought all of these. I bought all these colors, and you know what? I didn't have to, because I have markers, and I have some basic colors that I can get a lot of different colors from these just the plain colors here, the whites. So let me show you. This is I did some little test swatches here, and the ones I like the best are the Stampin' Write markers and the Tombow dual brush pens. That's the set that looks like this. I've pulled the blue one out because we're going to actually do it, so that you know I'm not trying to fool you on this. I tried it with Sharpies, not so wonderful. I tried it with Copic markers underneath, the alcohol marker, which would be, you could also use like your Stampin' Blends, and that worked fair, but not wonderful. The best, like I said, the best ones were Stampin' Write and Tombow. So let's do those two. Okay, let me grab a pen here. Oh, be nice if my pen wrote. Come on, pen. There we go. And we'll do Tombow on the side and the Stampin' Write marker here. So you just take your marker, and wherever you're going to make your little dots, just put some color down there. And then I'm going to test these too. I have some other things that I want to try out that I did not test. These are liquid pearls. I got these long before Tombow or Nouveau came out with theirs, and I have some Stardust sticklers here. I think these are all still good. I haven't used these in so long. And then this is an inexpensive brand. It's called Scrappy Cat glitter glue. So we'll try those also. So these will be the Nouveau drops down this side, and we will do these other brands over here. So I'm going to start out with the glitter drops White Blizzard. Give myself a nice little dot on top there. Once I get this all done, we're going to set these aside. We're going to let them dry. I'm going to go on because I want to show you some other things too. to save you some money. Let's see, and this is Morning Dew Nouveau Drops, which is just a plain clear, makes a plain clear drop. The first one, this gives a glittery drop, this one gives plain clear. This one is, let's see, this is Ivory Seashell. This is a pearlized drop. And then this one is Simply White, and that's what it is, Simply White, and it's just an opaque drop that gives you, oh, it gave me a little spit there, that's alright, because we're not worried about what the drops actually look like. We just want to see how the color will wick up into them. And this is just plain opaque. It's just like the enamel dots you can buy. Okay, then the next row I'll do the liquid pearls next. Let me see if I can get that out. They said these might be dried up. Yeah, I think this one. Let me see if it's not just clogged. Like I said, it's just been so long since I've used these that I don't. There we go. Got liquid pearls. And then we have the Stickles Stardust, which is like you would think it would be, is glittery. Come on, Stickles. There we go. And then the last one will be the Scrappy Cat Glitter Glue. Oh, that's not good. That's got all bubbles in it. Oh, look, it's picking up the dyeing, so that might work good. Alright. As far as making drops, this is not a wonderful product. I used to use that more like to paint on a little glitter here and there. Okay, so that's our Tombow side. And now we'll do our Stampin' Right markers on this side. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and then our other brands here. So I'm going to do them in the same order. Our glitter, our glittery Nouveau drops, our crystal clear ones, our pearlized ones, and our plain white opaque ones. And we'll go on the other side here with our liquid pearls. Our stickles. I bet you're saying, oh, I have those. I have those things. So now you know you can get some more use out of them for different stuff. Okay, there's the Scrappy Cat one. Okay, so we've got all of those laid out. I'm going to put them aside in a cat-free zone. so they don't get walked on. And we'll move on to other ways to save some money. Okay, let's do rhinestones, pearls, and sequins. So you're working on your project, you need a couple. You need a little bit of embellishment here. Oh, that's way too many. I don't need that many sequins. For this, Sharpies and alcohol markers work the best. Okay, let's see. One of my pearls tried to escape. Get back on there. So let's start with the pearls. So I'll use my Stampin' Blends marker. Let's see, this color is dark Bermuda Bay. It's such a pretty color. And we can just color our pearl, and we'll let that dry. Let's do a sequin. Here's our sequin. I'm going to cap that while I get these out of the package. When you're using alcohol markers, it's a good idea to always cap them as soon as you're done using them. And we'll color a rhinestone with it. So pretty. You see that? So if you're using Stampin' Up! Cardstock, Stampin' Up! Pattern papers, you've automatically now you've just gotten yourself a perfect match to your colors. Like I said, the other thing is a Sharpie. Sharpies work really good for this too. Then you just color it in with your Sharpie. Look how bright blue that sequin is now. Let me clean my table off here. I'm not too sure if I let that Sharpie dry, if it will stain my mat or not. No, it looks pretty good wiping it off right away. So let's do a pearl. I like the alcohol markers best, but if you want a really vivid color, then you go with your Sharpies. I can't get, let me see if I can get down around the edges. I can't get down there with my other pearl sitting next to it, but you get the idea, I'm sure. And we can do the same thing with rhinestones. Look at that. Whew! Bright cobalt. Okay, so let's let that dry a little bit. So because I used the alcohol marker, you could use any other alcohol markers you might have. You use any permanent markers you might have. Okay. Bic makes a set of all different color of those. Of course, Stampin' Blends there's a lot of the colors that coordinate with the Stampin' Up! Papers, and the Sharpies have a nice assortment. And then you can always use Copics. You can use the Spectrum Noirs. You can use some of the off brands like I think Arteza, whatever alcohol markers are out there. You could use any of those. Okay, so now, see, it's dry. No color is going to come off on my fingers. Nothing's going to rub off now that it's dry. And we have all these beautiful colors. You don't have to buy yourself a whole big sheet or pages and pages and packs of the colored pearls or sequins. Okay. It's another thing. Flowers. Here's my tray. I have a little plastic tray here I want to use just to contain everything. Okay, when I buy packs of flowers like this one I got from scrapflowers.com. It's scrap-flowers.com. They're very inexpensive. I can get a pack of 50 of these for $5.95. Okay, so that's very cheap, and they're nice quality flowers too. But I buy them in white or ivory for the most part, because I can make these any color I want. I'm going to do this, lily in yellow, I think. So I have my re-inker. This one is Stampin' Right, or the Stampin' Up re-inkers. This is Daffodil Delight. And I have a spray bottle here, and it has just about 3/4 of an inch of water in the bottom. I only mix a little of this up at a time. I shoot for just what I'm going to use for whatever project I'm working on. And first I'm going to give my flower a little spritz with just plain water. And then in this one with just a little bit of water in it, I'll just put, I'm just going to put a couple drops in. Let's see. 1, 2, that should be, let me see what that looks like. Okay, that should be enough. That should give us a nice light yellow color. Depending on how dark you want deep you want your color to be. Will depend on how many drops. You could use 4 drops and have it darker than this. But now I'm going to spray my lily. And now I have a beautiful yellow lily instead of just a plain white one. And of course I can do that with any of my re-inkers. And if you don't have re-inkers, well, why not? Because you can use those. You'll be able to use those on your ink pads. And I can tell you, your ink pad is going to run out of ink long before it wears out. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more color to my lily. I'm gonna add, let's see, I think I'll add some orange down in the center here. So I'm just gonna take a pen and get down in there. Get down in the flower. And this is just a Stampin' Right marker. This is pumpkin pie I'm using here. And get down in there. With the marker. Okay, give it some little streaks and strips. Okay, so now we have a little orange center, and that will run a bit, or you could put some on the tips of the leaves. Like that. Make it a little bit more interesting on the ends, along the edges maybe. You could put dots on it. Look. And put some dots. So you could just have a lot of fun doing this. And then you just set this flower aside and let it dry, and it's ready to use on your project. Okay? So that's how you can save yourself on flowers. You don't need to have packs and packs of all different colors, because again, there's a real good chance that when you pull your flowers out, they're just not going to be the right color. So we're going to move on to ribbons. Okay. I like to get just an assortment of different types of white ribbons. I have a pretty one here. It's got a nice little shimmer to it. Let's see, let me cut a piece off of that. I have this huge spool here of seam binding. Seam binding is so cool because you can crinkle that up and it looks really good if you want to have kind of a little shabby chic sort of look to it. And look at this. Look at this big roll of it I got. This is something, I'm going to have to leave this to my grandchildren. And I got this on Amazon. It's these people called Zipper Stop. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it was not very expensive. Then I have some grosgrain ribbon here. If I can find the end of this plastic thing that protects it, will be good. Oh, that looks like that might be, well, that's where the ribbon is. Well, let me see if I can't get this off. Stretch that and pull it. And I always keep this because once I find the end here, okay, I can pull this off apart, and when I'm finished with my ribbon today, I'll wrap this around my ribbon. I'll keep it nice and neat when I put it away, and I won't have, you know, I won't have ends all loose and going all over the place. Okay, so here we go. I'll cut a piece of that. And I'm gonna put some gloves on because I like to get my fingers down in there. There we go. You'd think I'd never put a pair of rubber gloves on before. And here's the other one. Let's get that on. If you don't mind your fingers being all different colors, you could skip the rubber gloves, but today I wanna keep my fingers neat. Okay, so I've got my 3 different types of ribbon here. Let's see, where'd my spray bottle go? I'm gonna wet these down first. I like to get them good and wet. I feel that it helps the inks to spread out through them so much better. And then I'm going to, let's see, I have some pumpkin pie ink here. We'll make some pumpkin pie ribbons today. And just put a couple drops out here on the tray. Add some more water. Look at that pretty orange color. And we'll get our ribbon in there. Now get that grosgrain ribbon going there too. Look at that. That's taking up the ink. So it depends on what your ribbons are made of as to how much color they're going to pick up and hold on to. So let's see. I had a paper towel here. Wipe my fingers, my gloved hands off. Okay. So the seam binding, I like to just take it and crinkle it. Because otherwise, if you want it nice and flat, you're going to have to iron this when it's all dry. And I don't like to iron. So I just go with the crinkly look. I just crinkle that all up. And what will happen with this then, in the crinkles and all, it will give it kind of a variegated color when it dries. So we put that aside. And then this is my shimmery ribbon. Put that over here, off to the side. And this is that's my grosgrain ribbon. Grosgrain? Is that what it is? What it's called? I think it is. I'm calling it that. So I hope that's what it is. I'm going to suck up all this extra dye. And now we're just going to have to wait until everything dries. So I'll be back in a little while. Okay, everything's almost dry here. And you can see that we have the Stampin' Right marker here with the different Nouveau drops. And they've picked up the color nicely, look. And the same with the Tombow. And then we have our test ones here. Ooh, that glue is not dry at all yet. So these, it's okay, but not nearly as nice as the Nouveau ones. So I would stick with the Nouveau drops if you're going to try to wick up the color into your drops. Okay, and we saw these. Okay, so it's very good on both of those. Our little sequins are nicely colored. They're totally dry. Our flowers almost dry now. Look how pretty that is now. See, so that'd be a nice flower. I might use that on my next card since it's autumn time. Okay, and here's the grosgrain ribbon. Nice pale orange. And this is the seam binding. And you see it has just a little bit of color variation in it, and it's so nice. It's all crinkled up. That's not quite dry yet, but it's pretty close to being dry. Now on my sparkly ribbon, it hardly picked up any color at all. So I would say that was a fail on this. But it does have just a little bit of an orange tint to it. The good news is if you use your alcohol marker, you can color it with the alcohol marker and you get a nice intense vibrant color on ribbon like this. So test your ribbon, because all ribbons are made up of different things. Some are polyester, some have some cotton in them. I think most of them are different polyester type blends. So that's this is all my take on how you can save yourself some money on your stamping products. No need to go out and buy all of these colors. Just use your markers and you'll be good to go. So if you've liked this video, be sure to hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button down there too. It's down there too. It's over on that side. And a little bell will come up, and if you click on that bell, then YouTube will notify you when I post new videos. If there are any Stampin' Up! Products that you'd like to purchase, that you've seen me use in this video, you can do that, or any other ones for that matter. You can do that through my Facebook page or my blog, and the URLs for those will be down below. And just keep your money and get other things. Get other stuff that's get yourself a couple different color papers or something. Or go out to lunch with someone. Instead of buying all different colors of stuff. So y'all take care. Stay safe. And happy stamping.